things are happening. As promised, VoLTE is here. VoLTE is Voice over LTE, which basically means clearer calls, faster data, and better connections, and upgraded tech for all of our customers. Stay tuned for more updates. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection. Quality mobile phone service in Oklahoma is a necessity, not a preference. Bravado Wireless provides nationwide cell phone coverage for a fraction of the price of national carriers. That's why we've been able to service Oklahomans for almost 100 years and counting. Visit bravadowireless.com to find your local store and make the switch today.
Big wireless companies keep getting bigger and bigger, but their coverage where you live is still small. At Bravado Wireless, we provide the best unlimited talk, text, and data for only $40 a month, right here in Eastern Oklahoma. You deserve to connect fast to your family, friends, and colleagues, wherever they are, with no interruptions and no excuses. Don't buy into big. Go bold. Go Bravado. Visit bravadowireless.com or visit one of our stores, where we make it easy to join our family. Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
If you haven't heard, we're moving to 5G and shutting down our 3G network. But don't worry, this is a good thing. What you can expect out of this conversion: less dropped calls, crystal clear calls, faster data, and voice and data simultaneously. Unfortunately, some older phones will need to be upgraded to a newer device capable of an eSIM. Contact your local Bravado Wireless store to find out if your device needs to be upgraded or not. And make sure you're following Bravado Wireless on social to stay in the know of our conversion dates. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
We're going VoLTE. If you're not on a VoLTE-compatible device, it's time to stop by your local Bravado store to see if you are eligible for an upgrade. Any phones older than a Samsung 8, an iPhone 7, or 3G data devices all need to be upgraded.
Welcome back to the Fort Gibson Hilldale Shootout. We are at Carr Odell Park here in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, at Fort Gibson High School. This is game number 3 for day number 2 in pool play. We have the Oktaha Tigers taking on the Fort Gibson Tigers. Oktaha Tigers will be in gray pants and navy blue jerseys with a baby blue number. Fort Gibson will be in all gray with with red trim and red numbers. Fort Gibson has played one game in pool play, and they beat Sperry last night on a 2-hour rain delay, 13-3. That on the back of a grand slam home run by Gannon Sherrill. Oktaha beat Oklahoma Christian earlier today, 9-3, and Sky took 14-5 yesterday. Starting off is Dylan Walden, the designated hitter for Oktaha, will be the first batter. Cole Mahaney is the pitcher to start out for the Tigers. 1-1 to count on Walden. Walden has a 1-2 count, fouls that one back into the dugout of the Oktaha Tigers. Windy afternoon here in Fort Gibson, gust up to 30 miles an hour. The flag has stayed stretched out against the pole all afternoon. Said we could have gust up to 30 to 50 miles an hour by 3 o'clock. 2-2 the count on Walden. Make that a full count. Cole Mahaney, also a four-year starter at quarterback for the football team here at Fort Gibson. Plays shortstop when he's not pitching, and that will be a walk. So
base on balls for Walden. Puts runner
base
on
on
first
balls
base
for
with
Dylan
no out.
Walden. That'll bring up Maddox Edwards. Edwards will be the pitcher
Batter's now the pitcher,
for
Maddox
Oktaha
Edwards.
this game, wearing number
Dillon
3.
on deck.
As I said, Oktaha they've won their 2 previous games, yesterday 14-2 and today 9-3. They score runs in bunches. So they score runs 3 and 4 runs at a time. Showing bunt. Down third baseline, third baseman unable to get a grab on it. He expected a hop, and it leveled out on the turf. So Edwards will get on base, and he will move Walden over to second.
Bunt single for Edwards, puts runner on first and second.
That will not
with
go
no
down
out.
as an error.
Batter's now the shortstop, Hunter Dearman. Ledford on deck.
Hunter Dearman at bat now, playing shortstop this game for the Oktaha Tigers. Gets hit by a pitch, and Dearman will give bases loaded for the Oktaha Tigers. Mahaney struggling so far with 3 batters. That will
Dearman goes to first, being hit by the pitch.
call for a visit to the mound from
So
head
now
coach
bases are loaded
Jim Sherrill.
with no outs.
Now, we do have a wind, and maybe this is an adjustment that Cole Mahaney is going to have to make, dealing with the wind blowing in from the south. As you can see, the jackets on the coaches, I mean, just wrapping around them. So this is a strong wind. If you were down on the field, I was down on the field earlier getting the lineups. It's a pretty daggum strong wind, that's for sure. Bases loaded for the Oktaha Tigers. Darren Ledford, who will be
Batter's now the catcher, number
at
14,
catcher
Darren
today
Ledford.
for this game for
Allen on
Oktaha,
deck.
up to the plate. Mahaney delivers. Ledford strokes this one, and it will be fair right inside the line, right inside the right field line. 2 runs, possible 3. 3 runs will score. So Ledford with a 3-run double. And as I said earlier, Oktaha scores in bunches. Ledford with a 3-run RBI.
3 RBI double for Ledford. Scored 3 runs.
Courtesy runner will come in for Ledford.
We have a runner on second base, no outs.
Up to bat now is number 22, Tyler Allen.
Christian on deck.
Allen will be playing third base today. Inside pitch by Mahaney. That is a ball. Strokes it to shortstop, double play. No, excuse me, not a double play. We didn't have a force there, but he will throw out Allen for the first out of the
1 out.
top
Runner-
of the
runner
first.
moves to third
Ledford will
base.
move over, or the pinch runner rather,
That
will
is
move
now
over to
the
third. That'll bring up
center
Kip
fielder,
Christian.
Charmant on deck.
Christian wearing number 15, and he will be playing center field for Oktaha. First pitch to Christian is a strike. outside, 1-1 the count on Christian. Christian swipes at this one, will foul it off back into the parking lot behind first base. Swing and a miss, and that will be strikeout number 1 for Mahaney, and out number 2.
2 outs, runner still on third. Batter is the first baseman, Brody Samant. Casey on deck.
Brody Sermont now up. He will be playing first base for Oktaha, wearing jersey 25. Let's see if Mahaney can get himself out of this one, with just 3 runs allowed. Two and 0 the count on Sermont. High pitch, so 3-0 the count. Strike. That moves it to 3-1. Mahaney battles back, trying to keep Sermont on his toes. Mahaney for Fort Gibson trying to get out of this inning after 3 runs have come in. This one a hopper to shortstop and dug out by the first baseman. So a ground out to short that will end the inning as Oktaha brings in 3 runs. That'll bring us to the bottom of the first inning. Be Pierce, Mahaney, and Rouse up to bat for Fort Gibson after these messages from Bravado Wireless.
There's really only one explanation for businesses who continue to thrive for decades on end, and that's a people-first mentality. Bravado employees live within our existing coverage area just like you. Our kids go to the same schools and play in the same leagues as yours. That's why so much of who we are consists of giving back to our communities, because your community is also our community. We are your family, your neighbors, and your leader in wireless mobility. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Hey, you should have been here. Yeah, he broke the school record. It was amazing.
Yeah, I saw it. It was amazing.
What do you mean? How did you see it?
It's on Bravado TV.
Let Bravado Wireless keep you connected with unlimited home internet plans starting at just $49.99 per month. Restrictions apply. See store for details. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back to the Hilldale Park as we have Fort Gibson Tigers taking on the Oktaha Tigers here at Fort Gibson High School
Shortstop Wyatt Pierce.
for the Hilldale Fort Gibson Shootout. Up to bat for Fort Gibson is Wyatt Pierce, wearing number 5, playing shortstop this afternoon. Pitcher for the Oktaha Tigers is Maddox Edwards. Bouncer down to first base coach, and the first base coach overthrows the pitcher. Pierce in a hole now. 0-2 is the count. A little bit high. Umpire calls that one a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reaches for that one and bounces it up the gut. Looks like he will run it out, and he does. So Pierce uses his speed to outrun the bouncer
Infield single for Pierce
to the shortstop.
First, no
That'll
out.
bring up Cole Mahaney,
Batter's the
pitcher.
Cole Mahaney. Rouse on deck.
Mahaney showed bunt, but pulls it back. Edwards checking the runner, Pierce, trying to keep him on first. Shows bunt again. Bunt down first baseline. And they're going to call safe. That will bring a visit, Coach Roden, to the field umpire. And Coach and the field umpire and the home plate umpire will discuss it, but you rarely see anything like this overturned. And they will keep it as a single.
Bunt single for Mahaney. With runners on first and second, no out.
That'll bring up Weston Rouse. Rouse playing
Rouse.
first base today
On deck.
for the Tigers, wearing number 23. Rouse, a left-handed hitter. Runners on first and second. Rouse rips this one right past first base. This will score Pierce. Pierce coming around, and they're going to keep Mahaney at second. So Rouse will get a RBI single. That'll bring up Gannon Sherrill. Sherrill led off first inning last night against Sperry with a grand slam.
No outs. Runners on first and second.
Sherrill shows bunt, pulls it back.
Third baseman Gannon Sherrill. Talbert on deck.
Sherrill wearing number 1 and playing third base today. Showing bunt once again. Trying to do a pickoff play with Mahaney, and Mahaney safely gets back to second. Sherrill showing bunt. Mahaney on second. Rouse on first. Hit by pitch. And they're going to say hit the bat. So that'll be a foul ball. A little discussion between Coach Sherrill and the home plate umpire. One and one the count. They called it a foul ball off the bat. Pitch outside. 2-1 to count on Gannon Sherrill. He'll swing away, gets it down third baseline. It's fair. Mahaney's going to come around. And Weston Rouse takes third after no one was covering third. So Weston Rouse hesitated at second, saw no one was covering third, and went ahead and advanced. Gannon Sherrill gets a RBI double out of that hit. That will bring to the plate number 19, Nick Tolbert, designated hitter. No force right now.
No outs. The batter is the
no outs. Runners at second and third, and that's Weston Rouse on third and Gannon Sherrill on second. First pitch right down the pipe for Tolbert. Now Tolbert last night, after the rain delay, comes out and hits a solo shot over right field, and he's taken 2 straight strikes. This one will dribble down to first, trying to get Rouse at home, and forces Rouse going back to home. Now they're going to have Sherrill in a rundown of sorts. And somehow Weston Rouse is able to come home in all of that chaos to tie it. Gannon Sherrill gets thrown out. So 2 outs after Tolbert dribbled down to first base and then getting Gannon Sherrill in a rundown of sorts. Up to bat is Ashton Abshire. Abshire takes the first pitch as a strike.
Batters the left fielder Ashton Abshire. Garrett on deck.
1-1 to count. Ooh, inside pitch, nearly clipped his belly button. 2-1. Carl Garrett on deck for the Tigers. Abshire is playing left field for the Fort Gibson Tigers at bat currently. 2-2 now the count. Everybody on the field thought that was a strike, including the batter. Full count now. You can see the whole field start to come off. Fouls this one off to stay alive. Right field in play. No, it will drift way foul. So if Abshire can straighten that one out, he could have a run himself. Another foul ball. This one will be fouled off into the parking lot back behind first base. So Abshire staying alive up at the plate. That one on the outside and will not find the corner as he will take his base on balls.
Abshire goes to first. Base on balls. We have a runner on first with 2 outs. Batter's the right fielder, Carl Garrett. Chapman on deck.
Up to bat's Carl Garrett wearing number 20. He'll be playing right field. This one he slaps back up the middle to shortstop. Shortstop gathers it up. It's going to be safe. Trying to get Abshire at second, and Abshire gets back to second in time. So Carl Garrett trying to get a rally of sorts. Now coming up to bat, be his first plate appearance for the tournament, is Alex Chapman.
Puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. Batter's now second baseman, Alex Chapman. Branch on deck.
Alex Chapman will be playing second base this game. Pitch outside, first pitch to Chapman. Inside pitch to Chapman will be a 2-0 count. That one straight down the pipe. Chapman watches it come in. 2-1 now. Still in the bottom of the first inning. Fort Gibson has tied it up after allowing 3 runs at the top of the third, or top of the first. Outside pitch once again. We're on a 3-1 count. Inside pitch. Chapman thought he had a walk. And umpire pulled the trigger on it. We're at a full count now. Chapman rips that one between third and short. This will be an RBI single as Abshire comes in standing up. Carl Garrett will move to second. Chapman will get a single there with an RBI. That brings up center fielder Hunter Branch, and that brings the coach Roden from Oktaha out to have a discussion with his pitcher Edwards.
Going to have runners on first and second.
Score 4-3 right now. Fort Gibson, bottom of the first, has scored 4 runs. I don't think Edwards has thrown a bad game at all. Maybe he's just having a conversation about what they want to do with 2 outs and runners on.
Batter is now center fielder Hunter Branch.
Hunter Branch playing center field for the Fort Gibson Tigers, wearing jersey number 10, is up to bat. 2 outs, runners on first and second. This one off the tip of the bat. It's going to float to left field and will be tracked down by the second baseman. So Hunter Branch will fly out to the second baseman to end the first inning as Fort Gibson Tigers scores 4 That will send us to the top of the second inning. Folks, stick around. Lots of great action to come as Casey, Rubison, and Holmes come up to bat for the Oktaha Tigers.
We don't believe in wasting your time or ours. Our mission is to serve you with honesty and integrity. That's why we offer upfront competitive pricing with no hidden fees in our plans. For $40 a month, you get unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide coverage. No data caps and no restrictions. No matter if it's your first, second, or third line, you only pay $40 per month per line. All of that with coverage on America's best network. We're your local service provider. Come get to know us. Go bold, go Bravado.
Big wireless companies keep getting bigger and bigger, but their coverage where you live is still small. At Bravado Wireless, we provide the best unlimited talk, text, and data for only $40 a month, right here in Eastern Oklahoma. You deserve to connect fast to your family, friends, and colleagues, wherever they are, with no interruptions and no excuses. Don't buy into big. Go bold. Go Bravado. Visit bravadowireless.com or visit one of our stores, where we make it easy to join our family. Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
Plans backed by the golden rule, treating customers like neighbors. No fine print and no bait and switch. Now that's a bold move. Bravado Wireless.
Second baseman Braxton Casey, Robinson on deck.
Welcome back to Car Odell Park for the Fort Gibson Hilldale Shootout. Up to bat for Oktaha is Braxton Casey, who's playing second base for the Oktaha Tigers. On the pitching mound is Cole Mahaney for the Fort Gibson Tigers. Pitch is low inside. 2-0 the count on Casey. Casey takes a swipe at this one, and it will fly out in foul territory. Slaps this one straight up the pipe. Hunter Branch will come up with it, and a new routine ball there.
Single for Casey.
So Casey will put himself on base. That brings up
fielder,
Kenan Rubison.
Walden on deck.
And then Dylan Walden will be on deck. Kenan playing right field and wearing jersey number 12 for the Oktaha Tigers. Bunt. Mahaney has it. Checks second. Throws it to first. And Oktaha coach jumping up and down at third base because there was no one covering third base and could have easily stolen third. So a little mental mistake on Casey.
One out. Runner moves to
One
second.
out. That will move us back to the top of the order. Dylan Walden, last time up, he was
hitter,
took a base based on balls and
Edwards
scored
on
the
deck.
first run of the game. So second time Walden will face Mahaney. This one he'll take a cut on and foul it off. Mahaney taking a moment as the wind's picked up here. One and one now, the count on Walden. straight down the pipe, trying to get Walden to swing. Walden's going to step out of the box. The wind playing with our camera equipment. One of our cameras up here in the press box is having issues. Having the cables blown around. Two and two the count on Walden. Mahaney checking signs, checks the runner at second. Pitch high outside, brings it to a full count. 3-2. Walden walked the first time up. Walden fouls this one off top of the net, so he will stay alive with a full count, 3-2. Again, foul ball off into the net. Walden trying to battle in here and get a hit. And trying to bring in Casey. Casey sitting on second base. Puts this one in play. Second base gobbles it up and will be thrown out at first. That will advance Casey. So Walden will ground out to the second baseman for out number 2. They'll bring up Maddox Edwards. Last time Edwards had a single and end up scoring a run at the top of the first. Edwards has Casey in scoring position on third. Fly ball, and it's going to work its way on top of the press box. That woke everybody up in here. Said it bounced off the window down here to my left. Chopper, third base, pumps once. Gets him out, and that will get the Fort Gibson Tigers out of the top of the second inning. Oktaha, no runs in that inning. We'll head to the top of the order for the Fort Gibson Tigers. Be White, Pierce, Mahaney, and Rouse. As we head to the bottom of the second.
Mahaney, Rouse.
So looking at Channel 2 News on the little break here, a light pole has been blown over by the wind in Preston, Oklahoma at a softball field. So the light pole was laying in the outfield of Preston, Oklahoma's softball field. Strong winds.
Leadoff batter is shortstop Wyatt Pierce. Mahaney on deck.
Up to bat is Wyatt Pierce, playing shortstop for the Fort Gibson Tigers, wearing jersey number 5. Last time up, he had a single and scored a run. His bunt is fouled off back behind him. Pierce swings away, and this one will be fouled off back behind us as well. So now Pierce is behind in the count, 0-2. Slaps this one right over shortstop's head. Starts to make a double out of it. Now he'll try to stretch it to a double after a bad throw, trying to pick him off at first. A lot of running for Pierce to make it to second base. That'll bring up Cole Mahaney, your pitcher for Fort Gibson. Mahaney last time up had a bunt single, was able to bunt to get on.
Single for Pierce, put the runner on second base here.
Pierce on second. Mahaney will bunt it, wow, right down the line, and it will roll foul. Holy cow. Man, that thing was on a thread. That was a pretty almost bunt as it rolled foul just before it got to the bag. Great job by Oktaha third baseman by not rushing it. He knew he wasn't going to make the play, so just see if it was going to roll foul or not. Mahaney will take the second pitch as a strike. Pitch outside. And runner goes, slides in safely to third base, and that is Pierce. I think Pierce surprised everybody but himself as he stole third base. Mahaney puts this one high up. Third baseman trying to track it. And he dropped it and knocked it into foul territory. So Mahaney will get a double on the error on the third baseman. Runners on second and third. Up to bat is Weston Rouse. Weston Rouse, playing first base, had an RBI single the last time up. He also scored a run.
The first baseman, Weston Rouse. Cheryl on deck.
This one high, going to be falling in short left field, and it'll fall right in front of the left fielder. So the wind certainly having an effect there. And that kept Mahaney at second base.
RBI single for Rouse, scores a run.
RBI single for Rouse. Bring up Gannon Sherrill. Sherrill
no out.
had an RBI single the last time, excuse me, RBI double last time up, but got caught in a rundown between second and third base. Ledford out to talk to Edwards on the mound. Wind just doing a number, even coming up in here in the press box, blowing all of our papers around. Sherrill showing bunt, lays it down third base. Third baseman comes up throwing. Sherrill outruns it. Ball is thrown out of the first baseman's hands, or reach rather, and that will score two. Gannon Sherrill with a two-run bunt to score Mahaney and Weston Rouse. That'll bring Nick Tolbert up and also bring Coach Roden out to speak with his kids out on the mound. So Fort Gibson has pushed up to a 7-3 lead. Nick Tolbert is up. Last time up, he ground out to first base. Up to bat is wearing number 19.
2 runs scored. Sherrill reaches first on a error.
So Gannon Sherrill reaches on
Now we
a
have
throwing
one on
error,
second base.
but he has 2 RBI, excuse me, 3 RBIs on the game.
Nick Tolbert. Absher on deck.
Pitch, off-speed pitch, and got Tolbert looking. 0-1 to count. Does a check on Sherrill back on second base. Tolbert rips one right field. It's gone over the right field fence. Tolbert's second home run in as many days.
Two-run homer for Nick Tolbert.
Nick Tolbert's 2-run homer will push Fort Gibson up to a 9-3 lead. That'll bring up Ashton Abshire. No outs in this bottom of the second inning.
No outs, and the batter is left fielder Ashton Abshire.
Last time, Ashton Abshire, who now will bunt, try to get on, and does not.
One out.
That'll be the first out at the bottom of the second inning. Brings up Carl Garrett. Garrett had a single last time up. pitch high. Got the outside corner. So 1-1 count on Carl Garrett at bat for the Fort Gibson Tigers. Kind of a blooper right back up. So it looked like he kind of got it off the handle. And a fly out to the pitcher. That'll be out number 2. Now up to bat is Alex Chapman. Chapman playing second base for the Tigers, Fort Gibson Tigers. Last time up, he had an RBI single. Pitch outside. Chapman went to a full count last time before he was able to slap one between shortstop and third to get on base. Gatlin got the corner. 1-1 now the count. Pop up, and Chapman's going to run it out, but it will drift foul, give him another chance. That will bring the count 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chapman. Fort Gibson ahead, 9-2 over Oktaha. Both have the mascot of the Tigers. Pitch high. Good eye by Chapman. 2-2 now the count. Chapman puts this one into play. Slow roller to shortstop. Shortstop unable to get a hand on it. So Chapman will get on base, an error on the shortstop. That will bring up Hunter Branch. Same scenario as last time, or similar scenario. Runners on.
Got a runner on first.
2 outs, and Hunter Branch up to bat. Last time Hunter Branch flew out to the second baseman as the ball drifted over to the right field line. First pitch strike on Hunter Branch. Second pitch called strike. Hunter Branch 0-2 count on him. Now we've got a straight west wind coming in, so the wind is blowing right into the batter's face. High pitch. Branch slaps this one right past the first baseman. Chapman around second. He's going to try to make it to third. Throw coming. Chapman is in safely. So Branch with a single with a shot past first base will bring Chapman all the way around to first base. And we will be back to the top of the order with Wyatt Pierce, who is 2 for 2 and 2 runs on the game. Pierce has 2 singles and 2 runs. He has an opportunity to pick up an RBI here. Hunter Branch on the go and hit back to the pitcher. And that will be all for the Fort Gibson Tigers as Pierce grounds out back to the pitcher. So in all, Fort Gibson Tigers scored 5 runs in that inning for a 9-3 lead, and that will bring us bring us to the top of the third. Folks, stick around. More action to come here at BravadoWireless.com.
We're going Volti. If you're not on a Volti-compatible device, it's time to stop by your local Bravado store to see if you are eligible for an upgrade. Any phones older than a Samsung 8, an iPhone 7, or 3G data devices all need to be upgraded.
Puts this one back in play. Mahaney couldn't get to it. Shortstop got it, and they're going to call safe, saying that Rouse pulled his foot. It was a great play by Wyatt Pierce, shortstop for Fort Gibson, to get a handle on the ball and try to make the play. First baseman Rouse just pulled his foot, allowing Dearman to run it out. That brings Darren Ledford up to bat. Ledford has 3 RBIs at his first at bat. He had a double. This one he fouls off back into the screen. So Ledford can certainly do some damage. Last time up he had 3 runners on and had a 3-run RBI double. So Ledford can definitely put the wood on the ball. This one a swing and a miss, so he will go to an 0-2 count. With the strong winds out there, our cameramen are having a hard time keeping the camera steady. So I apologize for Mother Nature. Pitch outside. 1-2 the count. I apologize for Mother Nature, man. She's wreaking havoc all over Oklahoma. At Piedmont, a light pole has been blown over into the softball fields during warm-ups. And there's been a couple of trees that have been uprooted across green country. Two and two the count. Mahaney checks his sign. He's He's going to step off. He has a runner on first. Remember, that runner is Dearman, who ran out a bullet right past the pitcher's mound. Runner going. And will slide in safely as Dearman will steal second and get out of the force opportunity. And
1 out. Runner on second base.
Ledford apparently struck out, and the coach,
Tyler Allen.
Roden, is not real happy about it. And Ledford's already made it to the dugout, has his helmet off. That'll bring up Tyler Allen. Allen ground out to shortstop last trip up in the first inning. This time a chopper third base, and it will be foul. Outside pitch, unable to catch the corner. 1-1 now the count on Tyler Allen. Inside pitch, 2-1 the count now on Allen. Three-one now the count as Allen in control on the plate. Mahaney has thrown 3 straight balls. Puts it into play, third base, bobbles it just a bit, makes the throw to first, and out.
Two outs, runner still on second base.
That'll bring up Kip Christian with 2 outs, runner on second base.
Surmound on deck.
Third baseman Gannon Sherrill was a good scoop up for Fort Gibson. Runner going, high throw, and that will allow Dearman to come on home as Hayworth, trying to gun him down at third base, overthrew Sherrill. So that will empty the bases and cut the lead 9-4. With Kip Christian up to bat. Last time Christian was the only other strikeout that Mahaney has. This one, chopper will go to the third base dugout. And hit by pitch is Christian. We'll bring Christian to first base. And Brody Surmont will come up. Last time up, Surmont grounded out to the shortstop.
So we have a runner on first with 2 outs. The batter is first baseman Brody Surmont. Casey on deck.
Brody Surmont playing first base for the Oktaha Tigers. Runner going, Surmont Got a hold of this one. Left field trying to track it down, and he does. So Sermont will fly out to the left field for out number 3. Oktaha does bring in 1 run as we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fort Gibson leads 9-4. We'll be right back after these messages from Bravado Wireless.
Stop by your local Bravado Wireless store to discover our current plans and promotions.
Well, dude, I didn't see anything.
We're Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Plans backed by the golden rule, treating customers like neighbors. No fine print and no bait and switch. Now that's a bold move. Bravado Wireless.
Welcome back to the Hilldale Fort Gibson Shootout. We're at Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, Fort Gibson High School at Carr Odell Park. Back to the top of the order for, no, excuse me. Well, we are at the top of the order, and it's Cole Mahaney that will be up. So Cole Mahaney, last time up, he scored on, or he got on base by an error by the 3rd baseman. He scored 2 runs. He's 1 for 1 from the plate. Reached base both times. Scored 2. Mahaney's shot will get caught in the right field. Great job by the Oktaha right fielder to track that down in this wind. That'll bring up Weston Rouse. Weston Rouse has 2 RBIs, 2 runs, and 2 singles. So he has gone 2 for 2 from the plate today. Slaps this one right between 3rd and shortstop. Rouse again will reach base on a single.
Single for Rouse, puts runner on first base with 1 out.
Gannon Sherrill now up. Sherrill is 1 for 1. He has 3 RBIs, and last time he reached on a error by the shortstop. Sherrill pop up. This one's going to drift out of ball play. Pitch outside. 1-1 to count. Sherrill, shot to left field. Wind is carrying it over. Left fielder can't get to it. That will advance Rouse to second. So again, the wind playing havoc as the left fielder had to go chase it and unable to get there in time. That will bring up Nick Tolbert. Tolbert has a solo home run, excuse me, a 2-run home run last trip up and a ground out the first time. He's 1 for 2, 2 RBIs and a run. That one tried to rope it down first baseline and did not work. Bounce foul. 1 out, runners on first and second. Tolbert, big healthy swing, does not make contact. 0-2 now the count. The designated hitter for Fort Gibson. Outside, 1-2 now the count. Gives this one a ride, and it will be foul against the wall as the right fielder was trying to track it down. Sherrill, 1-2 count. Last trip up, he had a 2-run home run. This one behind it a bit, fouls it off back behind the third base into the parking lot. Got him swinging. Tolbert was going for the fences, and that'll be the first strikeout for Maddox Edwards. And out number 2, bringing up Ashton Abshire. Abshire playing left field for the Tigers. Took a base on balls in the first inning and scored a run. In the second inning, he ground out back to the pitcher. Tries a bunt to get on. Unable is the Oktaha Tigers to get him on first. And that was a hit. I call that a hit. I think that was just a good run by Abshire to get down there. Hard play.
Infield single for
brings
Exeter, loads the bases.
Carl Garrett up to bat. Garrett
now right fielder,
takes first pitch.
Carl Garrett.
Garrett playing right field for the Fort Gibson Tigers. He is 1 for 2, a fly out the last time up, and a single his first trip up in the first inning. Carl Garrett takes a hack at that one, unable to connect. 1-1 now the count. Puts this one into play. Shortstop should be a routine play and gets him on the force out at second base. So they get Abshire out at second on the force. That will be all for the third inning as we head to the top of the fourth. Folks, stick around. More action to come here at Odell Park. Stay tuned for Bravado Wireless.
There is truly no place like home. Right here in Eastern Oklahoma, Bravado Wireless provides the best unlimited talk, text, and data for only $40 a month. We believe in strong, connected communities. That's why we live stream community events like local football games. You may not know us by name, but we'll be at the same festivals and cheering for our kids on the same sidelines. Because we live where you live. Visit bravadowireless.com or visit one of our stores, where we make it easy to join our family. Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
Back to Carl Odell Park for the Fort Gibson Hilldale Shootout. Top of the fourth inning, up to bat is Braxton Casey. First pitch will be fouled off.
Now batting is second baseman Braxton Casey.
Braxton Casey, last time
Robinson
up, had a double. Slaps this one to right, and it will go foul. So he is now behind the count, 0-2. Cole Mahaney still your pitcher for Fort Gibson as we are in the top of the fourth inning. Fort Gibson leads 9-4 over the Oktaha Tigers. High pitch. Hayworth unable to get a glove on that one. Slaps at this one, foul ball down towards third base. Casey looked like he wasn't real interested in the pitch until it got there. Able to slap it and foul it off. 1-2 the count on Casey. Casey this time gets the bat on it. Drift out into center field, and Hunter Branch able to track it down with ease.
One out. Batters now the right fielder, Kenan Robinson.
One out. Now Kenan Robinson comes up to bat. Last time he ground out back to the pitcher. He is 0 for 1 from the plate today. Bunts this one down towards first base. First base was going to have it. Flips it over to Mahaney. Mahaney gets it. What a close play. As Rouse able to come up and flip it kind of over his shoulder to Mahaney.
Batters now the designated hitter, Dylan Walden.
And that'll move Oktaha back up to the top of their lineup. Dylan Walden, the DH, is 0 for 1. He ground out to second base last time up and had a base on balls in the first inning. He did score a run in the first inning. Second pitch comes in low. 2-0 the count. Chopper to shortstop. Gobbles it up, makes the throw, and good. And that will be all for the top of the fourth inning as we will head down to the bottom of the fourth. Coming up for the Tigers will be Chapman, Branch, and Pierce. Stick around, more action coming here on Bravado Wireless.
You are called to be bold, to live out loud, to make the most out of every moment. You share these moments with your friends and family, side by side, across town and across the world. We are Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection, coverage, speed, service, the latest technology. These aren't options. They're not special offers. They are obligations to you. We believe in building a community, your community. Bravado Wireless.
We're going Volti. If you're not on a Volti-compatible device, it's time to stop by your local Bravado store to see if you are eligible for an upgrade. Any phones older than a Samsung 8, an iPhone 7, or 3G data devices all need to be upgraded.
Plans backed by the golden rule, treating customers like neighbors. No fine print and no bait and switch. Now that's a bold move. Bravado Wireless.
Welcome back to Carl O'Dell Field. Fort Gibson Tigers up on the Oklahoma Tigers 9-4. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Up to bat is Alex Chapman. Chapman has reached base twice, once on error, and the first time on a single. He has 1 RBI on the game. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch, ball also, so Chapman ahead on the count, 2-0. That one called strike. Two and one to count on Chapman. Nearly roped this one down third baseline, but it went foul. We are evened up at 2-2 for Chapman. Slaps this one back to the pitcher, a bouncer, and he will ground out for the first out at the bottom of the fourth. They'll bring up Hunter Branch. Branch is 1 for 2 from the plate today. He had a single in the second inning and flew out in the first inning. Strike right down the pipe. Pitch is high. Inside pitch, 2-1 to count now on Hunter Branch. Branch takes a cut on this one. It's going to float into right field. Right fielder will have it.
Two outs.
It'll be the second out, and that will bring back to the top of the order Wyatt Pierce.
Shortstop, Wyatt Pierce.
Shortstop for the Tigers today. He is 2 for 3 at the plate with 2 runs scored. Last time up was in the second inning, and he ground out back to the pitcher. This one will get him on base as he has a driving ball to the right field. That'll bring up Cole Mahaney.
Single for Pierce, puts runner on
Pitcher
first base
for the
outs.
Fort Gibson Tigers,
Batter's
Mahaney,
pitcher, Cole Mahaney,
is
Jocelyn
1
back.
for 2. He has 2 runs scored. He reached base in the second inning on error, and he flew out to the right fielder the last time up. And on the move was Pierce. Catcher Ledford tries to throw him out and unable to. Mahaney, fly ball, center field, trying to track it down. Oh! And players are still down. So we're going to wait and see what happens. Ooh, that's not good. So I don't know if the ball was caught or not. So they said he did catch it, and that will retire. So that run by Pierce will not count. A fly out to center field there by Mahaney. Scary situation there for the Oklahoma Tigers.
Were able to get off field without being injured.
Scary situation there. That'll bring us to the top of the 5th inning. Coming up will be Edwards, Dearman, and Ledford. We'll keep it here since we've already exchanged teams on the field. Just hoping everybody is okay and not banged up and bruised too badly there. That could have been really nasty. Cole Mahaney remains on the mound for the Fort Gibson Tigers.
So the Tigers got no runs on one hit, no errors, one man left on base. Score after 5 complete innings. Fort Gibson 9.
Top of the 5th and first pitch, the top of the 5th inning, Maddox gets hit. Maddox Edwards, excuse me, gets hit by a wild pitch by Mahaney.
Batter is now the shortstop, Hunter Dearman, Bedford on deck.
Hunter Dearman now up to bat. Last 2 trips up. He has a hit by pitch and a single. So he's 1 for 1, and he scored 2 runs. Dearman has. Dearman at the plate. First pitch ball. Pitch on the outside, 2-0 the count. Dearman puts this one into play. High fly ball, going to try to track it down. Hunter Branch finally tracks it down in the outfield with the wind blowing it around. So it'll be a fly out in center field. That'll bring up Darren Ledford. Last trip up, Ledford struck out.
And runner still on first base.
But he had a 3-run RBI double in the first inning. That will bring Coach Sherrill out to talk to Mahaney. No pitching change, probably just a little strategy talk on the mound. So Ledford up to bat. He is 1 for 2 from the plate, strikeout, and a 3-run RBI double.
Now batting the catcher, Darren Ledford. Allen on deck.
Mahaney checks runner, and Ledford steps out, back in. Edwards, the runner on first for Oktaha. Big swing and miss for Ledford. Big swing number 2. Ledford swinging for the fences. Let me tell you, if you get a ball up in that wind, it can carry it over for you. That one, he battles back and fouls that one off towards the Fort Gibson dugout. Fly ball out of territory, out of the park, back in the parking lot. Ledford still battles. Pop up and out of play. Bounces right here in front of our camera operator, Bella. At least this time she didn't jump out of her shoes like she did last night. The one last night, we could kind of see it coming right at us, and I thought it was going to come in the window and hit us. This one had a little bit different trajectory. Man, that wind is just really getting it. I'm glad I'm in the press box. Might mess my hair up. Be a bad hair day for me today. Mahaney ahead. Ledford still fouling them off. So Ledford staying alive. Mahaney well ahead of the count, 0-2. Gets a swipe on this one. Right field, and I'm assuming foul ball because I lost it. The umpires have not signaled anything other. So now Ledford has fouled off 5 pitches in a row. Quite a battle we have between these two. Mahaney punches him out. I think Ledford expected that one to float to the side, and that's Mahaney's 3rd strikeout of the game.
2 outs, runner still on first base.
That's 2 outs.
Batter's
Edwards
now
still on first base
Tyler
for the
Allen.
Oktaha Tigers. That brings up Tyler Allen, playing 3rd base today for the Oktaha Tigers, wearing number 22. First pitch is high. Want to know the count on Allen. Allen is 0 for 2 from the plate. He has a ground out to shortstop and a ground out to 3rd base. Slaps this one, third baseman unable to get to it. And that will put 2 runners on as Tyler Allen gets a single. Runners on first and second. Edwards is on second for the Oklahoma Tigers. Brings up Kip Christian.
Batters now the center fielder.
Christian was hit by a pitch in the third inning and then struck out in the first inning. On the corner. Mishandled ball, and runners will advance.
We have a development on the east side of the stadium here. If your car is parked on the east side by Wiley Road, you cannot go to your vehicle, and Oktaha cannot go to their bus. There's a light pole that's about to snap. An electric company is here to work on it, but Wiley Road is shut off, so please do not try to go to your car on the east side. And do not go to Oktaha bus. Thank you.
Just had an announcement. We have a power line that has snapped right behind the stadium, and they're telling people to stay out of that parking lot. High fly ball, left fielder trying to track it down. And it's going to be Hunter Branch comes over, pops out of his glove. So that will score 2 runs as Kip Christian that will be a 2-run RBI. Kip Christian's pop fly with the wind messing with it, able to score 2 runs. So Christian gets 2 RBIs out of the pop fly.
Forward, we have the runner on first with 2 outs, and the batter is the first baseman, Brody Shermont.
Brody Shermont is up to bat. He has flown out the last trip and ground out in a first inning, so he is 0 for 2 on the game. But Oktaha is making this a game with 2 runs scored here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner going. Shermont with a shot to center. Christian's going to stretch all the way to third.
Single for Shermont. Puts runners on first and third.
That'll bring up
Two with 2 outs.
Braxton Casey.
Batters now the second baseman, Braxton
Casey is 1 for 2 with a
on deck.
fly out, a single and a fly out to center field. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Hayworth wants time, wants to go talk to Mahaney, clears up some signals. Runners on first and third, runners on the corners, 2 outs. Oktaha has scored 2 in this inning to make it 9-5. Runner comes, and he will slide in safely as Shermont will advance, and Christian will score on a wild pitch. And they're going to have a pinch runner for Sermont, which he actually has a bum ankle. They were talking about he had surgery in the offseason, and then earlier he injured one of them as he fouled the ball off one of his ankles. So he's got some bum wheels right now. Up to bat for the Oklahoma Tigers, Casey. Want to know the count on Casey. Puts this one to play right between or right out of shortstop's grasp. Left fielder unable to come up with it, and another run will score. And just like that, Oktaha back in the game on Braxton Casey's RBI with 2 outs. That brings up Cannon Rubison. Rubison has ground out both times he's been up. He's 0 for 2 from the plate. But the way these Oktaha Tigers are hitting the ball.
Batter's right fielder, Cannon Robinson.
The way Oktaha Tigers are hitting the ball, down by 1 run now. And we will have a pitching change, as it looks like they are going to bring in Weston Rouse. So with the pitching change, folks, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back after these messages from Bravado Wireless.
Right now, more than ever, we're choosing to take the back roads and stay off of the beaten path. We're doing all that we can to avoid the crowds and the hustle of the city. While we know that taking the road less traveled isn't for everyone, it's where we feel most at home. Every turn down this road could be challenging, and much like you, we know the harder the challenge, the greater the reward. That's why each and every day, Bravado Wireless is growing our network further down the county roads and down the roads less traveled. We're making sure wherever your road may lead, you're always connected. We are Bravado Wireless, Oklahoma's own wireless provider.
We're going Volti. If you're not on a Volti-compatible device, it's time to stop by your local Bravado store to see if you are eligible for an upgrade. Any phones older than a Samsung 8, an iPhone 7, or 3G data devices all need to be upgraded.
Welcome back. We have a pitching change now. That is Weston Rouse that will take the mound, left-handed pitcher. Rouse has signed with Oklahoma State University, and he will attend there in the fall. And back behind us, we have all kinds of fire trucks and police blocking off the road behind us with a power line that's coming over. Rouse's first pitch is a strike to Rubison.
Batter is the right fielder, Cannon Robinson. Walden on deck.
So Rouse is coming in a relief capacity. Second pitch on the outside corner. Two and one, the pitch count. Foul ball, 2-2 the count on Rubison. 2 outs here at the top of the 5th inning. Oktaha's given Fort Gibson all they want. I'd say the wind has played a part of it, but both teams have to play in the wind. So it's not like one team has an advantage over another. Rupison has a 3-2 count, full count. He's yet to get on base today. And pitch outside, that will walk him.
Base on balls for Robinson, puts runners on first and second. Still
Runners
2 outs.
first and second, 2 outs
Batter
for
is the
Oktaha.
designated hitter, Dylan Walden. Edwards on deck.
Dylan Walden back up to the top of the order. This is his 4th plate appearance for this game. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Walden. Walden has ground out his last 2 trips and had a base on balls in the 1st inning. Wide pitch. Hayworth's trying to get the runner at 3rd and does not, so runners will advance out of a force opportunity. So runners on 2nd and 3rd. 1-1 to count on Walden. 2 outs, so Walden has to get a base hit to score anybody. Pitch outside. 2-1 now the count on Walden. Strike number 2. 2-2 the count. Full count once again. High pitch will send Walden his 2nd walk of the game. And that brings up Maddox Edwards, who started this inning with being hit by a pitch and scored the run.
Walden goes first, base on balls.
That will load the bases up for Weston Rouse.
Batter's a pitcher, Maddox Edwards. Dearman on deck.
So Weston Rouse has come in for relief and has walked 2 straight batters. Pitch a strike on Edwards. Strike number 2 on Edwards. And I would think that Rouse is going to go right after him. Pitch low, 1-2 the count. pitch once again. So Rouse coming in for relief for the save is throwing a lot of pitches. There he goes. Rouse got the strikeout, and that will end the bleeding for the Fort Gibson Tigers as Oktaha scores 4 runs in the top of the 5th inning. Go down to the bottom of the 5th now. Coming up for Fort Gibson will be Rouse, Sherrill, and Tolbert. Folks, stick around. More action to come here at BravadoWireless.com.
Welcome to Bravado Wireless, from right here in eastern Oklahoma, where we provide quality wireless service and nationwide coverage for just $40 a month per line. Where we go above and beyond for you. This is your local service provider. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Hey, you should have been here. Yeah, he broke the school record. It was amazing.
Yeah, I saw it. It was amazing.
What do you mean? How did you see it?
It's on Bravado TV.
Let Bravado Wireless keep you connected with unlimited home internet plans starting at just $49.99 per month. Restrictions apply. See store for details. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back. Up to bat for the Fort Gibson Tigers, Weston Rouse, who just took over as relief pitching. Rouse is 3 for 3 on the day. This one should be foul ball, and it does drop foul. Weston Rouse is 3 for 3 from the plate today with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Fort Gibson is holding on to a slim 1-run 9-8 lead. One and one to count on Rouse now. Pitch outside. 2-1 now. The count. Stroked that one right over the head of second baseman. Rouse is coming around. He's going to stretch this one to a double, and he will jog into a stand-up double. So Rouse trying to get the Tigers started, as the Tigers have not scored a run since the 2nd inning. Rouse will be subbed out for a pinch runner.
Double for Rouse, puts runner on second base with no outs. Courtesy runner Nolan Sherrill in for Rouse at second base.
Sherrill up to bat. Gannon Sherrill up to bat for Fort Gibson now.
Gannon Sherrill.
Sherrill is 2 for 2. Has 3 RBIs and a run scored. Two-0 count on Sherrill. He did reach in the 2nd inning on a error by the shortstop. Folks, again, we apologize for any visual problems. The wind is wreaking havoc with our camera equipment. That foul ball will go just out of play behind the net. 2-1 now the count. But with this wind, it's already knocked over power poles here in Fort Gibson, and the fire department has blocked off one of the main thoroughfares right behind the school here. So the wind shaking the camera equipment is not favorable for it. Oh, got the edge. 2-2 the count on Sherrill. Two balls, two strikes on Sherrill. Sherrill hit a grand slam home run last night. This one is going to be over left fielder's head. Left fielder cannot get it. That will score one, and Sherrill will have a stand-up RBI double.
RBI double by Sherrill. Scores a run.
RBI double by Sherrill, and that will bring up Nick Tolbert, designated hitter for the Fort Gibson Tigers. Tolbert struck out last time up, but he does have a 2-run RBI home run. He's 1 for 3 from the plate. This will bring out Coach Roden when he wants to talk to his pitcher, as Fort Gibson now has a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. So this game not moving near as quickly as our previous 2 games. And it looks like we will have a pitching change for Oktaha. Coming in, let's see if we can get a number on him. Looks like number 13. That would be Avery Browning. So Avery Browning, number 13, will come in to pitch for Oktaha. I'm not sure if Browning, I think Browning pitched last night. Let me double check. Or yesterday morning. Let's see here. No, Browning did not pitch yesterday. So the Tigers, Oktaha Tigers, will bring Browning in to try to squelch any more runs for Fort Gibson. Fort Gibson has a runner on second, which is Gannon Sherrill. He just had an RBI double. Nick Tolbert at the plate, who has 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a home run.
New pitcher for Oktaha is number 13, Avery Browning.
So let's see what Browning can do against Fort Gibson.
Tolbert is designated hitter, Nick
sizing
Tolbert.
up.
Addishers on deck.
First pitch, strike on Tolbert. Tolbert takes a swipe at this one, fouls it off the screen, so Tolbert behind on the count, 0-2. Wild pitch, and Cheryl will advance to third. Whoa! And wasn't even paying attention, and Cheryl snuck up on everybody and stole home. Wow. So the catcher, Ledford, wasn't paying attention as Cheryl picked up on it, came around third base, and stole home. That is not going to make the Oktaha coaching staff very happy. But that might make him a little happier as Tolbert strikes out for the first out at the bottom of the fifth inning.
One out. Batter is now left fielder Ashton Absher. Garrett on deck.
Up to bat is Ashton Abshire. Abshire, the last two trips up, he has a single and a ground out. He had a base on balls in the first inning and scored a run. Pitch outside. And a fly out to the second baseman over in shallow center. Be out number two. They'll bring up Carl Garrett. Sorry about that. We're trying to move a camera down. We're trying to move equipment in here. So Garrett up to bat. Check swing, and they're going to call that a strike. Garrett last time up hit into a fielder's choice. Pitch outside. Garrett is 1 for 3 from the plate today. Two and one now the count. Bouncer back up to the pitcher and will be easily thrown out for out number 3. The Tigers, Fort Gibson Tigers, that is, pick up 2 runs, the bottom of the 5th. That'll send us to the top of the 6th inning with the Fort Gibson Tigers ahead 11-8. Over the Oktaha Tigers. Coming up is Dearman, Ledford, and Allen.
On 2 hits, 1 error, 1 man and no man left on base. Score after 5 complete innings. Fort Gibson 11, Oktaha 8. Lineup for Oktaha will be Dearman, Ledford, Allen. Leading off is shortstop Hunter Dillman, Ledford on deck.
Up to bat is Dearman. Inside pitch by Rouse. Dearman is 1 for 2 from the plate today. Had a base on balls earlier in the first inning. And a single in the third. He has scored 2 runs. Flew out the last time up to center fielder, or to center field. Right now he has a 3-0 count on him, so he will be relaxed at the plate. He's going to make Rouse pitch to him. Shows bunt, and it's too high, so he will get a base on ball.
Base on ball for Dearman, puts the runner on first base, no outs. Batter's catcher.
And I'll bring up Darren Ledford, the catcher for the Oktaha Tigers. Ledford has struck out the last 2 times he's been to the plate, but he did have a 3-run RBI double in the first inning. So he can put the ball in play. This one, foul ball down into the first base dugout. Oktaha down 11-8. Evens up to count with a swing and a miss there. One and one to count on Ledford. We're at the top of the 6th inning. Reaching for that one. Runner is going. Throw is late by Hayworth. Dearman will advance on the swing by Ledford.
Batter's third baseman, Tyler Allen. Christian on deck.
Oh, excuse me. Ledford struck out. That was his 3rd strikeout, out number 1. Tyler Allen up. Last time up, he had a single and a run scored. Strike number 1, and a runner will advance over to third as the ball got past the catcher. Allen is 1 for 3, excuse me, on the day at the plate. That one is straight down the pipe. Strike number 2. Swing and a miss. That'll be consecutive strikeout number 2 for Rouse. That'll bring up Kip Christian.
Batter's now center fielder.
Christian is 0 for 1 from the plate.
Third base.
He was struck out in the first inning, hit by pitch in the 3rd inning, and then he had a 2 RBI error. He reached on error in the 5th inning, but he did knock in 2 runs. So Christian is capable of putting the ball into play as well. Foul ball back up against the screen. Christian behind the count. 0-2. High pitch, runner was going to go if Hayworth wasn't able to pull it down. Strike him out. So 3 straight strikeouts by Rouse, and that will end the top of the 6th inning. Take a break. We'll be right back after these messages from Bravado Wireless. Back to the Fort Gibson Shootout.
If you haven't heard, we're moving to 5G and shutting down our 3G network. But don't worry, this is a good thing. What you can expect out of this conversion: less dropped calls, crystal clear calls, faster data, and voice and data simultaneously. Unfortunately, some older phones will need to be upgraded to a newer device capable of an eSIM. Contact your local Bravado Wireless store to find out if your device needs to be upgraded or not. And make sure you're following Bravado Wireless on social to stay in the know of our conversion dates. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back to Car Odell Park here at Fort Gibson High School for the Fort Gibson Hilldale Shootout. Alex Chapman up to bat for the Tigers. First pitch Chapman will take is a ball. This one puts into play, chopper to the third baseman. Third baseman will gobble it up, and Chapman will go have a seat. Be the first out for the bottom of the 6th.
1 out. Batter's now center fielder, Hunter Branch. Pierce on deck.
Hunter Branch up to bat, and the ball was way out to the right. Ball number 2. Branch has flown out twice, but he's 1 for 2 from the plate with a single in the 2nd inning. Now, Browning finds the strike zone that time. Three and 1 to count. Just over second baseman's head. So Hunter Branch will be base runner now. As we head back up to the top of the order. Wyatt Pierce.
Batter's now the third baseman, Wyatt Pierce. Mahaney on deck.
Wyatt Pierce up to bat. trying to keep Hunter Branch honest over on first base. Oh, and 1 to count on Pierce. One out. Pierce at the plate, drives it right back up the gut. Hunter Branch is going to make the turn. He's going for third. Here's the throw. Branch slides in safely, and that will be a double by Pierce as Branch moves to third. With 1 out, brings up Cole Mahaney. Cole Mahaney has flown out the last 2 trips to the plate. He does have a single and did reach base on an error in the 2nd inning. He has scored 2 runs. Bunt will bring in Hunter Branch. And coming around is Wyatt Pierce after the sacrifice bunt by Cole Mahaney. Very aggressive base running as Pierce came all the way from second base and slid in just under the tag. At the plate now is Weston Rouse. Rouse is 4 for 4 on the day, 3 runs and 2 RBIs.
Cheryl on deck.
2-0 the count on Rouse. Two and two now the count on Rouse. Rouse will foul this one off, back out of play. Slaps this one to shortstop. Shortstop should have this one and will throw him out at first. And that will be out number 3 and will end the bottom of the 6th as the Fort Gibson Tigers score 2 more runs, and we will head to the top of the 7th. Folks, stick around. More action to come here at Car Odell Park for the Fort Gibson Hilldale Shootout.
Quality mobile phone service in Oklahoma is a necessity, not a preference. Bravado Wireless provides nationwide cell phone coverage for a fraction of the price of national carriers. That's why we've been able to service Oklahomans for almost 100 years and counting. Visit bravadowireless.com to find your local store and make the switch today. Plans backed by the golden rule, treating customers like neighbors. No fine print and no bait and switch. Now that's a bold move. Bravado Wireless.
Welcome back. We are in do or die time for the Oktaha Tigers. 7th inning, and Oktaha is down 13 to 9.
Leading off is the first baseman, Brody Sermont.
13 to 8. 13 to 8. So Oktaha will need to rally here to force another inning. Sermont up to bat, fouls off the first one. Two strikes on Sermont, and since Rouse has come in after he walked 2 consecutive batters, he's been able to get off the field, get the Fort Gibson Tigers off the field. Struck him out watching. So that is Rouse's 4th strikeout.
1 out.
Since he has come in for relief of Cole Mahaney.
Casey Robinson on deck.
So in 2 innings of work, 2.5 innings of work, Rouse has 4 strikeouts. Up to bat now is Braxton Casey. Casey is 2 for 3 from the plate today with an RBI, 2 singles, and a fly out to center field. This one will be a pop-up out of play. Casey got caught swinging. 1-2 without a count. Casey, that will be the first hit off of Rouse. Casey trying to string it into a double, and he will have a double. So Casey able to pop one over third base for a double. That will bring up Cannon Rubison.
Runner on second base with 1 out. Batters now the right fielder, Cannon Robinson. Walden on deck.
Pitch is high, and I apologize to the Robinson family. I've been calling him Rubison because it looked like a U on the coaches lineup. And so for the last 3 games, I've been miscalling him. His name is Robinson. I apologize. Two 2-0 now the count on Cannon Robinson. Robinson had a base on balls last time up. He was one of the batters that Rouse walked. And he's 0 for 2 from the plate, hitting-wise. 2 ground outs to the pitcher and ground out to the first baseman. Got a strike on that one. A 2-1 count on Robinson. Right down the pipe, the umpire didn't like it. I guess he called it high. 3-1 now the count. Excuse me, 3-1 the count on Robinson. Weston was checking the runner a while ago, trying to pick him off on second. Here's the pitch and a swing out and strike number 2. So we do have a full count on Robinson. Pitch is high, and he will get a walk for the second time facing Rouse. 1 out, and we will go back to the top of the order. Dylan Walden.
Robinson to first base. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Batter's designated hitter, Walden. Edwards on deck.
Last time up, Walden walked as well. This one he will foul off, back out of play. This has been the longest game we've had this week. Most of our games have been up and down pretty out, or in and out pretty quick. This one has struggled a little bit, as this will be the first one that we go 7 innings also. Next game coming up will be the 5:30 game. That'll be Fort Gibson versus Skiatook. Oktaha beat Skiatook 14-2 yesterday. Another foul ball by Walden. Walden tries to get this one into play, and it will drift foul. Foul ball to the right field, and that will bring Coach Jim Sherrill out to the mound to have a chat with Weston Rouse. And it looks like they are at the pitch limit for Rouse, and they will bring in their third pitcher of the game. See if we can get a number on him. Who's the pitcher? Wyatt Pierce is the new pitcher for the Fort Gibson Tigers as we are sitting at the top of the 7th inning. And immediately Walden is drilled in the back, hit by a pitch. And Walden will walk, take a base on balls.
First, being hit by the pitch.
Unfortunate situation for Fort Gibson because they had 2 strikes on him.
Is now
1 out, bases are loaded.
Maddox Edwards, Dearman on deck. We got 1 out.
Maddox Edwards up at the plate. Edwards has walked, scored 2 runs, and is 1 for 3 from the plate with a strikeout of his last appearance. Strike number 1, so 1-1, the count. 2-1 the count. Three and one now the count. Edwards more than likely will be waiting as a walk will bring in a run. And that will send Edwards to first, and that will walk in Robinson. So the tying run now is at the plate, which is number 11, Hunter Dearman.
Edwards goes first, base on balls, brings in a run.
So Dearman is your tying run at the plate.
1 out.
Oktaha has 1 out. We're at the top of the 7th inning.
Ledford on deck.
Pitch low outside. Puts it in the play. Right field. And it's gone. So just like that, Hunter Dearman, and hold everything, folks. The umpire just called it a foul ball. Hunter Dearman, with a swing of the bat, almost tied this game up. Wow. I did not see it, so I can't put a judgment on it. Count is 1-1 on Hunter Dearman. He just stroked one, which would have been a grand slam, but the home plate umpire called it a foul ball. Everyone in the park thought it was a home run, a grand slam at that. High pitch inside. more than likely feels robbed. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And there's our 50-mile-an-hour gust right there that we were promised. He'll put this one into play. Right fielder trying to track it down, and he will make the catch. No, it will be foul ball. So unable to get it as the wind plays havoc with the ball. Dearman gets another opportunity. Dearman again trying. This one will be in play. Not played well by the right fielder. That will score at least 1.
RBI single by Dearman. Scores 1 run.
Now, with 1 out, the winning run is, or the potential winning run, is at the plate, and that's Darren Ledford. Ledford has struck out the last 3 trips to the plate, but he does have a 3-run RBI double in the first inning. This one will be foul ball out of play. So I don't think either Tigers expected this to be the dogfight it was or is. Fly ball, left field. Has it. Runner will go. Nope. Scratch that. Runner will stay as Ledford will fly out for out number 2. That brings up Tyler Allen.
2 outs. Bases still loaded.
Bases are still loaded. 2 out.
The third baseman.
Tyler Allen is 1 for 3 from the plate today. He had a single in the 5th inning that got him on base, and he scored. Excuse me, he's 1 for 4. He struck out in the 6th inning. Ledford, fly ball, center field. Right fielder comes over and makes the catch. Ball game, ladies and gentlemen, as Allen flies out. That will be the ball game as Fort Gibson takes this one. 13-10. Folks, thanks for sticking around with us. This was quite a game. Next game will be coming up in probably about 15 to 20 minutes, as it was scheduled for 5:30. So folks, stick around. More action to come right here at Car Odell Park on BravadoWireless.com. For myself, I'm Eric Shannon, and all the Bravado workers, thank you for watching.
This broadcast is a copyright of Bravado Wireless. This game and broadcast should not be reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed without the express written consent of Bravado Wireless and its management.